Good Sunday morning, y'all. My neighbor's CAT is out in its driveway, so I may have to pause that while my dogs freak out. But we'll see if they notice it or not. And yes, I have to spell, because if I say the word, they've learned what that word means, and they will be on the lookout. So, last week I wanted to do a rant. I wanted to talk about the bombing and us bombing Syria. And I'm glad I held off, because now I think I may not know what I think I know. I do wish we would just get the hell out of Syria and Afghanistan and Iraq and stop with the never-ending intrusion in other countries' inner workings. But that's just me. I don't like war, and I don't like killing people. So what I want to talk about this week is college. I don't have a college degree. And I want to start this off by saying college is not for everybody. Just because you don't have a degree doesn't mean your life is going to suffer. It's gonna... Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Back in '88, I had a job working for a company that I loved working for, and I loved my job. And I did really well. And I finally got to the point where I'd moved up, and they were considering making me a plant manager. And the only reason they were hesitant was because I didn't have a college degree. I could do anything in that plant. I ran all the equipment, even lab tests that had to be done on incoming chemical. I could perform them. And in all honesty, I was a better employee. I was better at everything than the present plant manager was, and he hated me for it. And one of the things he hated me for was that I was on time every day, and he was late every day. So anyway, they decided they were going to go ahead and send me to a school in Dallas that would teach me some of the finer things of being the plant manager. And the company was Ashland Chemical. And it would have been a great job. And I was just really proud of myself for having worked my way up in just a couple of years to, a position of management that would have been a position I would have loved, because it involved everything I liked doing. So anyway, life took a sharp turn. Divorce, had to move, and that never happened. The next job that I faced potential advancement into management was a company called John & John Tank Lines, and my wife and I both worked for them. And I had helped them start a terminal out in Odessa, Texas. As a matter of fact, my wife and I moved out there temporarily to help this terminal get up and get started. And I hired drivers, and I interviewed people, and I moved equipment, and talked to potential customers, and started accounts for repair work, and a terminal manager's position became open at the terminal back here in Bossier City, where my wife and I are from. So I told them that I would like to have that position. And after about 2 months of them hemming and hawing and thinking and deciding what they were going to do, they hired a terminal manager. And they told me the reason they didn't promote me into terminal manager was because I didn't have a degree. And I got to tell you, I was truly hurt. There was nothing that I couldn't do. I was doing terminal manager duties and doing them well. And even though they were happy with me and my work, the only reason they wouldn't promote me into that position was because I didn't have a college degree. Which, it affected me, and it made me mad. And I guess, looking back, I really owe them a debt of gratitude, because that is when I decided that I was going to take charge of my life, and I became an owner operator. And I guess that's what this rant is about. That just because you didn't make the choice to delay starting your life for 4 more years to get a degree that you may not ever have a job in, and saddle yourself with student debt, that doesn't mean you aren't worthy of the good things in life. It does mean that it may make it harder because of people's bias against those who don't have a college degree. Now, none of these people knew that I didn't even have a high school diploma, because I always lied on my applications and said, yes, I have a high school diploma. And that never affected me. Nobody ever demanded to see my high school diploma. So, and all my life and all the jobs I ever had, I always lied on my applications and said, yes, I have a high school diploma. And not once did anybody ever ask me for it. But not having a college degree affected me 2 times in my life. When I deserved the position, I would have been perfect for the position. I would have made a difference for the companies if they had promoted me into those positions. And the only reason they didn't was because I didn't have a college degree. Even though I was more... Well, anyway, let me move on. I am a little bit bitter about that, because it's just not right to judge somebody's ability, because I chose to go in the Army. You know, I chose to join the Army and start my life. I was really tired of spinning my wheels and waiting for my life to begin. So I went and I started my life. I joined the Army, and that was the beginning of my life, you know, away from my parents. And anyway, I'm starting to lose track of my thoughts here. I knew that without a college degree that I was going to have to do something else to achieve the American dream. And to me, the American dream is having a home and a car you don't have to worry about if it's going to get you all the way to work, enough money where you can go see a doctor when you're sick. That's the American dream. Just a decent life. And I didn't have that working for somebody else. And I didn't have that. I thought being in management would give me that. And little did I know that terminal manager, later on, that I found out the terminal manager, what he got paid, and I was absolutely shocked. The guy had a master's degree, and they were paying him $35,000 a year. I was a truck driver, and I was making 45 or 50, and I was absolutely shocked that they paid a guy who had 8 years of college and a master's degree. That's all he made. So he delayed his life, starting his life, for 8 years, only to be making what I thought was, you know, a salary way beneath what I thought a terminal manager would make. So anyway, that job, not getting that job as terminal manager, made me decide to buy my own truck. And I had a good life after that. My wife and I made tons of money. I actually leased my truck to that company that decided I wasn't smart enough to be a terminal manager because I didn't have a college degree. I leased my truck to that company and just parked. When we would get to a customer and park and unload, we got $60 an hour. The truck did. My truck did. $60 an hour to go to bed, basically. And I just want to tell people out there, young people, that college is not absolutely a key to a good life. And if you decide that you don't want to saddle your young life with student debt, that it's not the end of the world. There are other avenues to the good life. And, you know, you may have to work harder. You may have to think outside the box. You may have to do jobs that typically other people may not want to do, like truck driving is not a desirable job by most people's standards. They want to be home every night. But college does not guarantee you a high wage. Very few actually graduate college and move into a high paying job. And in all those years it will take you with a college degree to actually attain that level of income, for 10 years previous, you could have been making money. And that's what I did. You know, from the age of 17 when I joined the Army, I was making my own money and basically the boss of my own life. And I couldn't see myself going to school for 4 more years. I hated school. I'm almost into this 10 minutes, so I'll wrap it up. That's all I want to say. College does not automatically guarantee you the good life, and not having college does not automatically mean there are no avenues to personal wealth. You may just have to think outside the box and pursue non-standard avenues like management. Okay, have a good weekend, y'all. Thanks for watching.